Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Doesn't mean we're live.
Welcome everybody to the
Speed.
Black Iron Cast. This is the
Iron Takeover. Iron Pirates.
Iron Pirate Takeover.
The
Pyron.
Pyron Takeover.
Pyron.
It's a new element.
brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Brought to you actually by Monster.
Monster's the only one that gives
And brought
us,
to you aspirationally
Jif Whips.
by, are these just generic gummy
What is
vitamins?
this? Oh,
Yeah.
Ethiopian coffee.
I think Caveman Coffee.
They already
that's
sponsor
actually-
us.
they
Oh,
use
oh yeah, from
Probably-
Caveman Coffee.
Brought to you
So
by
here's
Monster
that.
and Caveman Coffee. So we're well caffeinated, but
Here we
we
go.
could really use
Some Cetaphil.
some more moisturized skin,
Moisturize.
some Mauna Loa macadamia nuts,
Shields wouldn't mind having some more knockoff candy.
Hey,
That'd be
Shields
awesome.
brand candy.
Shields brand candy.
Quality
I'm a big
stuff.
fan of peanut M&Ms.
Yeah,
And
so
You
all-
got
those
you got to
two.
give a shout out to the Mars people.
What's
yeah,
that
so
shit right
Mars,
there?
And there's actually a
Degree
Mars.
clinical
You
strength.
gotta stay healthy, Drew. Those are
Vitamins.
vitamins.
Yeah, I don't know who makes these though.
Got
I think
Walmart.
this is Target.
Up
men's
and up.
multivitamin gummy.
Yeah, we gotta stay healthy.
Bodybuilding.com shakers.
You know, there's a Mars distribution center actually just out of town, but like towards
So why do they keep saying it's gonna take us 8 months to fly there?
exactly. But
Ah!
I got-
Space joke.
Yeah,
Space joke.
space balls. No, but did you know that the Mars Candy Company also makes dog food? And
Yeah.
that's the one that's out here.
It's just west, right?
It's just
Or
it's
east.
East.
Excuse me.
East on I-80
Yeah.
towards I don't know what it's called, but we used to my dad's company.
Towards the Mustang Ranch.
Yeah, towards the Mustang Ranch.
Yeah.
My dad's company took care of their property out there,
Mhm.
and it just smells terrible.
Yeah.
Like just like wet dog.
Well, it's a
food.
good thing that cereal factory, they repurposed that from a dog food factory.
Really?
ConAgra.
Yeah.
The one that's right across the street from us.
The one that
I wonder how the machinery differs. I wonder if there's like just hose it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Make it into a different shape.
We're making just basically mini wheats. They look like kibble, so just fucking hose
Oh.
the kibble conveyor down.
So the Reese's cereal.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I wonder if there's
I
ever
always thought that looked weird.
I wonder if there's ever been any like cross
But it's
contamination.
delicious. May contain pieces of dog.
isn't
I
that
mean, if people ate dog food, they wouldn't have health problems.
Maybe.
As it's nutritionally complete.
Nah, man. There's lots of sawdust in there.
Sorta.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
That's fine.
Like legitimately in dog food, there's
Really?
sawdust.
Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Gotta
I mean,
get your
I guess
fiber.
just- Yeah, you know. So it helps them poop. So this is the kind of day it's gonna be in here, gang.
We have no plan.
We wrote no script.
Zero.
But not that we ever really write a script, but we actually have. There's the blackboard, I guess, and underlined underneath podcast we have ideas. They've already done those. Right? Did
have
Krissy? They have. Oh, okay. Well.
Still no.
Okay.
Something we can't cover because none of us know anything about them.
Yes.
Yeah, I know nothing about sobriety.
We have no comment.
Just
We
saying.
have no insight to give you on issues of sobriety or gender confirmation surgeries.
So
So we literally tabula, I guess in our case, negra,
yeah. So the
blank. Yeah.
The cool thing is though, is that we've discovered, aside from CrossFit, we really love playing spike ball.
Spike ball, round net is life, baby.
Yeah.
So-
we would love this to show that off. We should have brought it
We
up.
should have brought that
Spike
up.
ball, what's up?
Yeah.
Just so you
Hit us
know,
up.
You are also sponsoring us.
we really
love
like what
that.
you do. We're fans
I know you posted some other people playing inside their gym.
who are much better, but we're on the way
Well,
up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
no. I think we're gonna.
We were shit yesterday, man.
We played pretty poor.
I didn't even.
we
play
made
yesterday.
a lot of jokes at how just because Pete was paired off with David,
Yeah.
and Pete was upset by
Yeah.
the end of the day.
It was really funny.
So I can only imagine. So basically, the joke was that David's perpetuating that cycle, his
anger.
patterns of behavior, because he's in an abusive spike ball relationship with you, where you are not physically, but emotionally abusive,
Yeah.
emotionally and verbally abusive, and it was like, it's like, wow, like I'm seeing him now treat Pete the same.
Yeah. Wait, he was yelling at Pete?
Yeah. Oh God.
Pete hated it.
And
didn't
he had no
talk
reason
like the
because
last
Pete
game.
was actually playing pretty well.
And it was probably David's fault.
No, most of it was
David was
David's
pretty
fault.
bad. Yeah.
David is one of those guys that, like, if he's even remotely on, he's actually surprisingly
He had a
good.
few good serves.
Yeah.
But if he's just doing David, he's awful.
He's
Morale-
like Charlie Sheen from Major League.
Let everybody know who David is.
David, his
goes
last
here.
name is.
Should we say the last name?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we should probably it's just David. It's David.
David.
He's a friend of ours. His name's
He's a friend
He
of ours.
goes here.
He's a good kid.
He's a member here.
He's a really good kid.
He's one of those kids that, like, I feel like if he didn't start coming here when he did, he was going to go down a really dark and douchey path, and we're saving him from that.
Nah, man, he was regaling me with tales of what he did at Coachella.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, we're keeping him from going even further down that douchebag rabbit hole.
well, he was in a
What's
different.
further down
He was in
the
a different
douchebag
fraternity, so I'm
rabbit
not
hole than
just gonna be like
Coachella.
that.
Lollapalooza.
True.
He's going to go full Lollapalooza.
But what I was just meaning to say was they've reposted videos of other exercisers playing the game inside their gym.
Yeah, who I think have much bigger social media.
Well, I just think we're just better at spike ball.
I think we should. Well, let's put this on the docket. We'll film some spike ball later, and we'll post it on 5 different social media.
5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Are we officially
4,
issuing a
5.
challenge?
Do we have an Alibaba account?
I would love to challenge.
Isn't that the Chinese?
Is it?
Is that the Chinese version of Google?
You know, I got to expand my Asian markets.
Yeah, I know, man.
But
But yeah, spike ball. Hit us up.
spike ball is life.
We're pretty good.
But
I think these guys just formally issued a challenge to everybody.
yeah, if you want to play spike ball against us, come at us.
No.
Unless you're from Chico. I went to college there,
Santa Barbara.
and then I found out that that's where the best spike ball players in the world are right now,
and Ultimate.
and that's not even remotely shocking.
Chico State has a lock on marginal sports.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, when it comes down to like intramural style sports, Chico's got it on lock.
It was kind of impressive while we were there because we played. Like I was on the track team, and when we played a lot of them joined the Ultimate Frisbee team, and they would travel around and do that, and I was just shocked because it was all such fast fucking guys.
Yeah.
Like that. They all have really long hair. They're all barefoot 90% of the time.
Yeah.
None of them have ever lived outside of California, and they could run and play with the Frisbee. It was pretty impressive. My brother played in like a semi-pro league in SoCal,
Oh, really?
and the Chico guys would have just absolutely destroyed.
Was there at least one Gavin in there?
on the Chico team
Was it
or on Lane's team?
So was there a Gavin or a Gavin or a Brock somewhere in that mix?
I'm sure that-
Yeah, definitely. There was a Gavin on Lane's team.
Yep, there you go.
Also, when Lane was playing in this like really intense league, because like LA and they're all actors and they're all trying to do stuff. Like Lane had like 2 or 3 like pretty, I'd say marginally famous actors on his team. That like when we went out there and played, I was like, it's not even remotely surprising you play Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like I just figured you would be here. I don't even know what your real name is, but I watched you on that one TV show, and I just
Keanu
figured you'd be
Reeves.
here.
Nice.
Nice.
I feel like Keanu would be into that.
Nah, dude, Keanu's fucking tearing it up on the gun range.
Yeah,
Do you
dude,
see that
you
video of
any
him?
those videos?
Yeah,
that man
dude.
can handle
Lights.
a weapon.
Oh, it's crazy.
Well,
That shit's crazy.
It's not that
Because
it's not
he's-
shocking.
Plus
dude.
he's like in his
living in
plus
the
he's
Matrix.
in his 50s.
no,
which
it's
I
not
didn't
shocking, but
realize.
it's cool.
It's really cool.
Well,
No,
he's
I
able
totally
to,
agree.
like,
But I mean,
impress.
think about this. The
Impress.
guy did all the Matrix movies. He just did the John Wick movie,
Which is awesome.
and they're doing a second John Wick
There's
movie.
like gonna be a trilogy.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But I mean, like everything he does, not everything, because obviously there's that October movie or November, Sweet November.
Is that the one yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Bill,
can't
then-
remember- I
and
can't
Bill and
remember.
Ted. But, you know.
Well, I mean, he was pretty badass in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, but with like gun.
Well, I mean, it didn't matter. He was still a badass. But my point is, if you're in the situation where all of your movies, or a good portion of your movies that are making your fortune, revolve around you looking competent with weapons and in the martial arts, and then you go out and like have to perform, he's actually like one of those people who goes out and like I think, gets lessons and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, well, you
train
have
and,
to.
and like crazy hard, but like
I
even
believe
when
it.
he's not
Method
doing
acting.
those movies, the guy is out there getting shooting lessons.
Well,
the guy's out there still doing kung fu.
That's
you
the
know
thing,
what I
man.
mean?
It's like Jake Gyllenhaal probably took some type of martial art for Prince of Persia. I'm pretty sure I could kick Jake Gyllenhaal's ass.
I don't know. Not after he trained for Southpaw. I mean, right now, sure.
I'm still
But-
pretty sure I can keep Jake.
I don't know, Southpaw, Jake Gyllenhaal, like fresh going into shooting, or right now? Because right now I agree, but I'm saying Southpaw, he looked like he was boxing a lot,
Probably.
and his face looked pretty beat up.
I will still take my chances against Jake Gyllenhaal, but it's one of those like.
I don't think you can take Keanu though.
No, his proficiency, like it was.
Oh yeah,
it
he was cycling that
he was
weapon.
startlingly
You seen that
good.
video?
Yeah, I did.
Like
He had
that's a
shotguns
guy
out.
who has
Assault
logged
rifles.
some hours on the range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's not inexperienced.
He's not like us. It's not like, hey, let's go out
Let's
on
just
a
go
Sunday
fuck
and
around.
shoot some clays.
No, that guy.
fucking dude.
like spend some time in those courses.
Yeah.
Do you think Keanu Reeves might actually be cool?
I've actually heard he is super cool. I've heard that like he's one of those guys. Apparently, lost his parents when he was super young, so he still rides the subway in New York.
badass.
He doesn't have a private driver, doesn't have a car, doesn't have a bodyguard. Dude rides the subway. Apparently, on his birthday a few years ago, he like was eating cake alone at
Jesus
at a restaurant.
Christ.
No, dude. No, I know. Eating cake alone at a restaurant, and like people recognized him, and he said, "Yeah, sit down," and he handed out pieces of cake to people.
So
Pretty cool life,
I have.
man.
I think he's kind of a lonely. I think he's a loner dude, but I don't think he's lonely.
See,
you know what I mean?
I've always had this perception of Keanu Reeves as just being kind of a dullard, like not particularly bright. That may be because of he doesn't have the best acting range in the world. And
whoa.
he's also not the most judicious when it comes to his script selection. But
He also does what he does in movies very.
he knows
well.
his lane.
He knows the shit out of his lane.
But I will say
and
this:
he kills it.
as I think we're on maybe the precipice of a Keanu-sance. Like it may be like a renaissance of our perceptions of Keanu Reeves, because for the past decade plus, basically since it was 1999 was The Matrix, and then every other Matrix thereafter was shitty.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
then he's been doing collaborations with M. Night Shyamalan, or was that? No, he doesn't know.
That you're talking about Joaquin Phoenix or something.
Walking. No. But I'm talking. What was that Ronin movie? He did that terrible.
Oh, the 47 Ronin?
Yeah.
It wasn't actually that bad. The only problem with it was that it was very obviously just the Matrix again.
Okay.
And it was
so
the
it's-
Wachowski brothers.
Wachowski. Yeah.
Wachowski brothers.
And it's
Wachowski brother and sister now, right?
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, he did,
Okay, so
yeah.
we do know stuff about gender reformation surgery.
Do you know that one of the Wachowski brothers, they are now brother and sister?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good for them.
Right on, right on.
But I think people just kind of grew tired. You're like, all right, here's Keanu Reeves in another movie where he just kind of,
Beats the shit out of people.
intimates like some human emotion, and then does a spin kick, and
I don't
special
know.
effects.
I've always been a pretty big fan.
But then I saw John Wick, and that
John
was
Wick's so
badass.
good.
Yeah.
That was totally badass. And I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to like maybe Keanu Reeves is actually kind of cool.
Well, you know what sealed it for me is when we were talking about the new Point Break movie.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the new Point Break, and then Point Break, the original, came back on. I was like, yeah, I don't really care what you have to say negative about Keanu. Keanu did a much better job than the fucking guys in the new one.
Yeah.
That new Point Break
Yeah.
was a steaming pile of dog shit left on your fucking carpet.
I don't know.
I think
It's a
everybody
good
knew
movie.
that.
Yeah.
No, it was not.
entertaining.
No, it was-
No, as a good movie, I agree.
Oh yeah, it was entertaining up until they just kept pushing the boundary of what was like realistic. Like at one point, I'm like, okay, he's only done wingsuit flights like one time. Spoiler alert.
I'm sure.
I'm sure people don't care. The
Even
movie's
though that
fucking
was
terrible.
the only selling point.
Yeah, but no, like I mean, he's talking about how have you ever done wingsuits before? He's like once, but it was from a plane, and they base jump wingsuit, and he's flying close to the mountain. I'm like, okay,
Basically the same.
right, like that's not qualitatively any different. So yeah, I guess he'll totally survive that and
Have
be
you ever
great.
done open heart surgery? No, but I put it in stitches once.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I was
Played
like,
Operation.
I was
a
like,
couple
I was like, all right,
times. And I
I'll
didn't get buzzed.
I'll buy that. Like a guy that grew up on a motorcycle and a snowboard can still crush a
as one.
snowboard. That counts as one
Counts as
in the
one.
macros. No, I'll buy that the guy can still crush a motorcycle and a snowboard. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, we've all grown up. I've grown up skiing. I can still go up and hit the mountains and be aggressive and do nice things, right? But I haven't skied in like 3 years. But when they were like wingsuit, and I'm like, all right, you're losing me. And then they did. What was the other one?
They scaled the.
Oh yeah,
face
the straight up rock face
Yeah.
with no climbing gear. I'm like, I don't care who the fuck you think you were at one point in your life. If you haven't been training to climb a 5,000 foot face,
Yeah.
unassisted by cables or ropes, your hands are gonna fucking rip off and you're gonna die. And every time I saw your hands in that movie, they didn't look like a rock climber's hands, man.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. I'm out.
You know,
It's soft.
You know what I just realized?
Like baby duty.
So in Point Break, Johnny Utah, he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
So it's at least as plausible that a Heisman Trophy winner is then going to end up in the Bureau. Right?
I bet there's a couple.
But it's also one of those things where, have we ever thought about how the storyline of The Replacements is Johnny Utah but in an alternate universe?
Is his name the same? I didn't think his name was.
It's Falco, but it's one of those things like
Yeah.
you have a Heisman Trophy winner or like a very talented, promising NFL like
That's right, because he
college
threw his
prospect.
Heisman down the ocean.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like okay, like you either go to the Bureau or you end up scraping votes. Replacements a solid film. That was good.
Again, another Keanu movie we're all fans of, and yet people don't realize he's a fucking G.
Yeah. Kind of want to hang out with Keanu Reeves. Open invitation.
Yeah,
come play
hang out with
Spikeball
us?
Anytime you want to play spikeball and or cornhole, we just got cornhole.
This is Nevada, so
And we can
have
totally
lots
shoot
of
guns.
And
firearms
Jeremy
on
Renner
it.
hangs out here, man.
Yeah.
Not at this gym, but Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
And-
he doesn't come here, but we know he lives at a place in Incline and comes down to Reno a lot. So maybe you can meet up with him and we can all go shoot guns. No pressure.
There was a
Or
news
bows and
story.
arrows.
Bows and arrows.
There was a news story about Clint Eastwood moving to
Yeah.
Sparks, Nevada.
I heard that too. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
What was his rationale? He just was feeling it.
It's a lot more whitewashed here.
Well, I mean, I guess all the
could
jobs
talk-
are
he could-
coming.
I
so-
like the
classic cars.
Yeah, he could
He-
talk to empty chairs.
If you told me he was coming for Hot August Nights, I'd be like, I'll buy it.
I didn't care to look at the reason.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole article. I just skimmed it.
Hey, right.
That's
Every
Brian's
car,
college
August
experience in a
Nights,
nutshell. I didn't read the whole book. I just read a couple pages.
Basically, hey, I got a degree.
Yeah,
C's get degrees.
I mean, I graduated with it over a 3.0. There were a couple rough
that's all.
semesters, but
That's all it takes, man. You know what's funny is that your grade point average isn't actually on your diploma.
no, right? So it doesn't really make a difference.
It has no bearing, unless you're trying to get a government job. Then they can actually get your transcripts.
Still, I don't
Or
think
a-
they would care.
Like a Wall Street job.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll
that's
get-
different.
Yeah. I mean, but none of us went to school for important shit.
Whoa. No,
We could just kick the shit
I'll
out of
concur with that.
Let's be honest here.
I'm technically
No, none of us
considered
did.
a public health graduate, so it's like the
Drew's the closest.
yeah.
Political science really is the closest. I'm the director of CrossFit at Black
Yeah, but you have a-
No. I'm
renewable
saying
energy
your
minor.
degree, and then you have the minor in renewable energy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a-
methane. I mean, it is a.
It sounds a lot cooler than public health.
That's what I'm saying. Like mine's kinesiology. So like I work in a gym. At least our jobs are directly related.
Somewhat at least related or
Relatable.
My
to
de-
an extent. Tangential to your field of study.
My degree literally says coaching on it.
Yeah,
so I'm
fucking
coaching.
nothing of what I
But I'm
studied
saying in the real world,
Yeah.
yours has more far-reaching
think so.
applications
Yeah.
than ours.
Well, if anything about this, I know we were going to talk politics. We're not going to go into it. But if anything about this election cycle is like fucking my degree is useless
Yeah, that's true.
because everything that I studied, everything that we took as
Fact.
given or fundamental to the study of political science, this election cycle has been like fuck that.
I don't know much about politics.
JK.
I just know we're all
We
kind
all
of fucked.
don't know anything about politics anymore.
Lol, JK.
None of us. Hey, right.
I'm on social media. Not that you care, or not that it's going to be that interesting.
You know what's amazing is that video I posted of me doing that dumbbell pistol variation. 2,000 likes. That's the most likes I've ever gotten.
It also got reposted.
Then I posted the video of the event that we're hosting here at Black Iron Gym. It's a clinical athlete event. You should come check it out. A lot of really smart guys. It's a squat push pull seminar featuring in-house DPT Ray Gorman, another local DPT John Hodges, as well as Quinn Henoch from Juggernaut Strength Systems.
Sounds like an all-star cast.
Yeah, all-star cast. Great. Posted 58 likes.
Oh, dude.
58 likes. I go from 2,000. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ride the wave of this momentum and post this next 58 likes. Could not believe it.
I got you beat there. I posted that video of the clean and jerk from the competition this last week, that clean complex thing, and it got the most likes I've ever had, which is like 200 and something.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously I don't have the same following. But yesterday I got a new phone, and because my old phone was so old when it broke, I hadn't updated it to the iPhone.
How old was it?
It was 2013, 2012. 3 years old. Couldn't even update it anymore because it was a piece of shit. And I put on my Facebook and Instagram that, hey, if you have my number and you want me to have yours again, text me. 2 people texted me. And I'm not going to lie to you. they're not sitting next to me.
Because I was going to see you today.
It would have been funnier.
Whatever fucking excuse they may have, it wasn't these two.
I was going to text you, but I'm like, I'm going to fucking see him tomorrow.
Marco Coppola, and both people that texted me, no less, both people that texted me with riddles about who it was.
Marco, gave you a riddle?
Well,
Answer
Marco's
me
like,
these questions.
Marco says, hey, bitch, I'm the guy with way better hair and a far superior snatch.
Oh, that's obviously.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. How's it going, Marco? He's like, damn.
What would have been funny
He's like,
it was John Stewart.
He's like, I made it too. Oh, that would have been funny.
I mean, that would have been funny.
Yeah. And then Ken Battiston, all he does is send me a picture of Dragon Ball Z.
So you knew it was Ken right away.
Yeah, I knew it was Ken right away. He's like, shit.
You know what also these guys have in common is they don't live here, nor do they work with you on a daily basis.
I'm just saying,
So
I
why are you
was
getting
shocked
feelings
by the
hurt?
low numbers. No, I'm not. I'm saying like went from 200, and I only got
By
8
the
likes
time
on
I
that
saw
picture.
that post, it was like 8:15 p.m. and you were already in bed.
I was already in bed, but that doesn't mean you couldn't have sent me a text while I was sleeping.
Well, God damn it, Matt. No, shit.
Matt, you know what would have been even funnier though is if you just said, the funny thing is that it's the two guys sitting next to me, even though it wasn't.
It would have been
even funnier.
It would have been a better joke, but it's
Rewind. This is VHS, right?
yeah. We'll just pull the
press
tape back.
Pause, rewind, and we'll okay.
I'm just saying that would have been kind of funny.
No,
Start that joke again.
I thought it was funny.
It is humorous, but
I sent you an eggplant.
That was today.
Yeah.
After we talked about it.
After you also told me you already had my phone number.
I did well, I went through and tried to do, you know how iPhones remember text messages?
Yeah.
So I typed in Brian's name and his number hasn't changed in like 3 years. So it
Actually, it hasn't changed since 2004.
well, I've only known you for 4 years, so
Damn.
yeah. Whereas Drew's, I typed in Drew's name and I instantly recognized that it was the wrong number.
Yeah,
It was the
you got a
old
new
one.
number.
Yeah. So I couldn't save it.
It's okay.
Hey, right. Let's close out with just one thing
Okay.
to grade because that was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun. Let me think of something here.
So basically, what we do is he gives us a topic and we grade it A through F.
And then explain why.
Explain why.
Right.
Explain why. Is this kind of like the one that you showed me on the internet?
Yeah.
Where what was
Over
it?
under.
Yeah, the over/under
Yeah,
on
same concept.
with the
See
Lonely
this?
Island Boys. I just want to see the SEAL Team 6 guy telling you about the Osama bin Laden killing, just like that guy who's like, so pity. Like the surfer that's just, he's like, whoa.
Gotta watch the Kevin Gates one.
Oh, yeah?
So,
you
Wait, is Kevin Gates the rapper, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we watch that together?
I don't think we watched. Oh, maybe we did.
Matt was there.
Yeah, we pulled it up and
Yeah.
then he showed up right after. we
Speaking
pulled it
of
up.
Lonely Island, Brooklyn Nine-Nine season finale last night was fantastic.
I'm going to watch it today on the Hulu
Fantastic.
because I can't stay up that late, as Drew already pointed out.
Yes, true. All right.
Anyways,
Give us a topic.
continue.
Topic.
Okay. Since it's us, the topic is grade bodybuilding.
Oh wow.
Ooh, in what regards? Just the statement.
Nope,
How about
that's
this?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. No,
Shit.
just grade it. 10 seconds.
Well, I think you should go first. Like,
No,
we'll go down
we've been starting.
We all
Okay.
say we all say a letter.
No. You say your letter grade. There
Matt,
can
go
be
ahead
Pluses and
and grade.
minuses.
C minus.
All right, Brian.
I think this is an obvious A.
C.
I'm
plus.
just saying.
C plus.
Oh man, you guys.
So
are
now we
hard crowd.
we go back and Matt gives his
My rationale for a C minus.
Yeah.
It's just not like it used to be.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, I can respect the Arnold era
Yeah.
and understand, like, you know, that was a lot of motivation for a lot of dudes, and that was when, you know, Globo gyms like Gold's Gym was in its heyday and got a lot of people active in fitness. And same thing with, like, you know, the Venice Beach like barbell.
Muscle
I mean,
Beach
like,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
Muscle Beach. Yeah, I mean, like, it had a very positive impact on, I would say, the fitness community in America, like getting a lot of people started where they may not have ever gone. You know, kind of like the revolution that you could say CrossFit has done now. But where it is now, I'm just not a fan. Like, you got like the bikini, the beach, the pro, like, I don't know. There's pro, there's am, there's bodybuilding, there's not bodybuilding, there's figure, I mean, it's just like, and it's all variations of either, you know, clean people or roided out people, I just don't think it's got the same, you know, health and wellness to it as it used to, or like the concept.
Yeah.
C minus.
That's a good argument.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'm just gonna go with A, mainly just There's nothing like a good bro session.
Exhibit B.
Yeah. There's just nothing like a good bro session. That's just simple as that, in my opinion.
Exhibit B.
You can clean
Exhibit
and jerk
C.
and snatch all you want and do as many muscle ups. I'm just saying. There's nothing like standing in front of a mirror
And just
and
getting
just
your
fucking
pump on.
broing out, dude.
Yeah.
And then going to the beach and slamming some
doing
Bud
the
Light
gun show.
limes.
Yeah.
And doing the gun show.
And yeah, dude, you can't compare that.
I don't know.
That's just me though.
C plus for me, like maybe it's changed now, like you said, because CrossFit has become ubiquitous, and maybe that is a lot of individuals' first exposure to kind of like the
Fitness.
physical culture
Sure.
in general. But I think, I don't know, I think almost everybody, it was pumping iron.
Yeah.
And
Pumping iron it is.
it was the bodybuilding.com
The Holy Grail.
forums, of which, Lane Norton was active in
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember reading his post when he was, an undergrad student, whatever it was. And so obviously like my journey from, the pair of dumbbells and bench in my room to the commercial, to the powerlifting gym, and eventually to the CrossFit gym, like that was all, the catalyst for that was, bodybuilding. And like, man, I think I give it a C plus, just simply because I think I still have such really positive and fond memories of looking at some of those physiques in the past. They were athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Franco,
Sure.
Colombo, Arnold, Sane, Draper, Reeves. Like, these were guys who were also capable, physically competent guys. And I think the sport has shifted away from that. And you can argue the aesthetics all you want, and it's not me disparaging how hard the current crop of bodybuilders work, but just for me, it's not as aesthetically pleasing. It's not something that, if I were a 15, 16-year-old, a parent of a 15 or 16-year-old, I'd be like, hey, there
Get
you
into
go.
bodybuilding.
Get into bodybuilding. But I think everybody at this table, we're at where we are now because of, aesthetic sports.
That's how I started.
Bodybuilding.
I can abstain from that. That was not my journey
All right, well, then
into
most
weight.
of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was not my journey into lifting.
But
I get what you're
not
saying.
gonna argue. You didn't do it just because everyone wants to lift because they want to look good to some extent.
Absolutely.
To some extent.
And that, there's definitely been phases.
Yeah.
For sure. I would just say that like my initial motivations into weightlifting wasn't aesthetically grounded.
Yes. Sure. Well, you've
For
been,
me.
you've been an athlete most of your life. But
Yeah.
I think for me, yeah. I don't know. Bodybuilding is not a sport that I follow with any interest, and it's become very fitspo,
Yeah.
and that's just not at all.
Which ironically is more depressing than inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not you go to things like fucking like the Arnold, and it's like, wow, like none of these people live what I think are
It's
very
definitely weird.
balanced or healthy lives.
Yeah, you got to think about like from a holistic sense, like what is, and you could say that from
Arnold. He's had 3 heart,
Yeah, like
heart surgeries,
what
but-
is the health, wellness, and fitness like on that like grand scale or whatever it is. Like where is this drawing you more towards? And I think the addition of like a figure comp or a bikini is pulling them back from where it was headed with just like, wildly unhealthy habits of cutting and you could say even Krissy's book is something like Krissy's book, and that sort of philosophy on dieting and nutrition has probably helped a lot of those people in that field do all of those, physique goals in a much healthier way.
Yeah.
But I think for a while there was some rampant, lopsided lifestyles that like just were not actually healthy. No matter how good it may look on stage for 5 minutes, it was not healthy.
I don't know if it was like one of those hoax articles or anything, but there was like Ronnie Coleman is essentially
Paralyzed?
yeah,
I saw that. I didn't read the article. I just saw it.
Convalescent. He can't really walk.
Well, I think he just got back surgery.
Yeah, he
that's
had
why.
back surgery.
Well, back surgery, but it's
That
one
makes
of
more
those
sense. But why did he have back surgery?
because
I'm assuming he's fixing
your
degenerative
skeleton cannot
discs
support
in
that
his-
much.
yeah.
that
Yeah,
much
he's
mass on it.
gigantic. Yeah.
Well, that and the thing that made that whole thing take off was he posted him
In the
doing
brace,
his
right?
in the brace doing
Doing physical therapy?
doing his physical therapy.
Yeah.
And he said my only regret is that I squatted I
There's that
squatted
video
9
where he
times when I should
where he
have.
squatted that 800 for 2.
And he's like, I should have gone
He's
for
like,
4.
I was a coward. My one regret in training is that I didn't go for 4.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who's basically in traction, and his regret. And I mean, that is that type of obsessive mindset that I guess in today's culture is.
Depends on who you ask.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's one of the greatest champions of all time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to be said with, and you could find that in all sports, I'm sure, not just, bodybuilding.
Here's what I think is interesting is especially with social media and the way that we can kind of manipulate our image that we present to the world is that when you watch Pumping Iron, it wasn't necessarily their physiques that what drove people's interest. It was these very ascetic lifestyles these guys lived.
Yeah.
They were broke. They trained in these tucked away, dungeons, and there wasn't really anything about their lifestyle that was desirable necessarily, but people appreciate wow, these guys work
for
that hard,
dream.
work that hard.
I mean, it's kind of speaks to the potential of the human spirit. Hey, look at this shit that people can do.
But now it's almost like we begin to I don't know, people begin to. It's almost like we covet and admire people who just live these very ascetic and monastic lives just because look at CrossFit athletes. It's a dick measuring contest to see who can give more of their lives over to their training. It's like oh, you have to sacrifice to be the best, and sacrifice means that everything else in your life falls by the wayside.
So it's
scary.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations about this, and I go back and forth on it because Ronnie Coleman gave his life to his sport, and he gave up his body for that sport.
Yeah.
How many other people are out there who have given it up who aren't Ronnie Coleman, who we don't know about?
He's a motivational poster.
Yeah.
Guys look at that, they're like, that's what it takes.
Is it still?
Well, I mean,
you
you
still
can
worth it for people. Who
you can
aren't
look at,
getting
like I said, you
recognition?
can look at other sports too. I mean, look at the entire
NFL.
concussion scandal
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
NFL, right? I mean, that's a great example of dudes retiring early because they don't want to do any more brain damage. You got guys walking away from the game when they can still walk. I mean, I got a lot of friends that played, bigger college football than I did, and then went on and did more. And some of them are still. I got a buddy who's a journeyman defensive back in the league. He doesn't look very healthy most of the time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's having a great time. You know what I mean? So it's the money's great, and but then you have this entire culture within fitness where it's all you're living this lifestyle, like you said, this idyllic, aesthetically pleasing lifestyle, portraying money, good times, all these things.
Yeah.
But it's none of those people not none of, but 99.8% of them don't actually have any fucking money.
Yeah.
And they're like you said, it's an interesting thing that Instagram has created is either there's two sides of the coin. I'm either devoting my entire life. I don't go good example, and she's very proud of this fact, so I don't think this is in any way a disparaging comment. Sheila Sue, a girl who went to the 2014 CrossFit Games, missed last year, is going to regionals. She changed regions twice now in the last 2 years in order to try and work out. She works out in Omaha now with Casper Bauer, and she would put. And just so you know, you probably don't care. I did unfollow you for this exact reason. I unfollowed her because literally one post a week, if not more, was something like, I haven't gone out in this many months. I don't go to birthdays. I cancel this. I don't do that. All I do is this is my life. This is my training. And I'm like, is that... Now, I understand that you're actually achieving the goals that you're setting forth, or at least you did once. You haven't the last year, and we'll see what happens this year. But, to that credit, it's if that's really what's necessary... then what life are you really leading?
It's one of those things where it's like these fictional you look at movies, you look at the Gordon Geckos, or you look at the Jordan Belforts, or you look at the people. They're supposed to be caricatures. They're supposed to be
Wolf of Wall
warnings.
Street.
Yeah, they're supposed to be warnings. People this type of overzealousness where everything else in your life doesn't matter, whether everything else is less important or sublimated to the pursuit of money or the pursuit of athletic greatness. But it's they're not cautionary tales. They become now like we've made inspirational memes out of them.
Yeah. Well, that's
like we
funniest
extract
thing
quotes from people and be like, oh, you know, you did 24/7 on my grind, and 40-hour job, 40-hour work week. I remember my first part-time job. I'm like, no, like, you know, a 40-hour work week, that's a full work week.
Right.
Doesn't mean if you actually work a 40-hour week job, you're not lazy. But I think the American mindset has become so now where our earnings and our well-being has become so uncoupled from our productivity because we work harder and better than any other generation.
No, we just like to portray that.
But it's the outward appearance of that, where without any actual.
No, statistically we do. We work longer hours. And
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where
we haven't generated.
So I
any.
guess since we're not generating any type of material or you know, or any other type of measurable well-being from the work we do now, I guess we now have to look to like, oh, okay, well, I guess I better make this inherently like self-defeating and very destructive pursuit of quote unquote greatness. And now it's, you know,
and I do that by making Wolf of Wall Street memes.
Yeah.
And like he's some sort of person you have to look up to, because at the end of the day, you want to be like him. Cool, you're going to be broken in jail.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be more like people in Europe. Obviously, you know, nowadays.
Sweden.
I mean, like, they take like 2 months off a year for vacation.
And their productivity
and through the roof. I feel like I want to move to Spain. I went there once, and everybody parties until about 5 a.m. No
Sounds way too late.
I know. I'm not into the
But
partying
you
that
get a
late thing.
siesta.
But go on. Nobody goes to work until noon.
Right.
Like no shit.
Go on.
Nobody's at work until noon.
Hold
on. Then they go to take a nap from 3 to 5.
And then
Dinner time, is midnight for 4 hours.
27% unemployment. That was closer to 40%. And not that I'm saying I'm agreeing with the EU's austerity measures, but Spain's economy is not one that I necessarily want to end.
better than Greece's.
But if you take some money over there, it looks good.
It does look good.
The Scandinavian countries have the highest ranked quality of life and happiness
It's just
in the world.
I just think kind of my point is that, you know, it's now become one of those things where your success is measured based on, you know, how willing are you to sacrifice everything meaningful in your life for this very remote chance that you might be great at something. And it's kind of one of those things where I was kind of thinking about this today. It's like, man, like I've trained really, really hard, and I will categorically never be the best at this particular sport ever. No matter how hard, how smart, how well I train, I could give up everything now. But you know, for me, it's just because I can't be the best doesn't mean I can't live my best life. And I think that is something where that's a kind of nuanced, you know, thought process, something that I don't come by easily or naturally, but that it isn't encouraged. You go on social media, again, you're just inundated with people like, if you're not working 24/7 towards your goal, you're, you know, fucking piece of shit.
But like all of the people that do that, none of them are very successful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the loudest voices on the internet are the ones that aren't doing anything with their lives.
Yeah.
No, it's just I don't know. It's just this. I guess going back, it's, you know, I guess what I've seen bodybuilding and other aesthetic or other sports become is like it's this mindset that I think has infiltrated everything else. It's why you have fucking, you know, speed coaches for 11-year-olds for Pop Warner football. It's like, fuck.
I mean that's like it goes to what you're saying, like, is just that mentality. And I think this is a better, like, that's a better explanation of, like, back to why I unfollowed Sheila Sue.
Yeah.
It's a better explanation, is that not necessarily was it like, I understand that's her journey and like she's doing those things, but like it was unhealthy for me to be reading those posts and like seeing that and being like, okay, I trained fucking 6 hours today. All right, I failed because I went out to dinner with my fiance and had a nice time
Because I didn't train 8.
Because I didn't cancel our dinner plans and sit on the rower for another 2 hours. I'm a terrible human being and will never achieve my goals. Now, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I haven't gone to the games.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
I like pudding.
Yeah, he likes pudding.
I don't know, but you've been a D1 scholarship athlete. You got college paid for.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely athletic accomplishments in my life, and I think to CrossFit Games credit, the Open is something that is in and of itself a completely different sport or endeavor than actual CrossFit competition.
Yeah.
But and we'll see if I ever figure that out. But that's another story entirely. Yeah. But I think it's just that, like you're saying, you got to live the best version of your life.
Yeah.
And be healthy and have like an understanding and perspective enough to realize that although, none of us are going to be fucking Rich Froning.
Yeah.
We're just not. Like we could train with Rich Froning every day and we'd get a lot better, but we won't be as good as Rich.
Unless we change our name to Rich Froning.
I guess.
And technically we will be Rich Froning.
That's basically the only way.
It just presents this very worrying dichotomy.
You said we will never be him. I'm just.
It presents this very worrying dichotomy where it's
And we
like
will
you can either have a semblance of a life or you can have this goal.
Yeah.
And I think what there are fewer of are athletes, individuals, of which we know some, and they are out there.
They're
they
doing
are
it.
out there who have both, or at least make a concerted effort and understand that things kind of ebb and flow. That there are going to be periods in your life where your time is more dedicated to your train. Where if you have a goal, like if you're a regionals athlete right now, you're training for regionals. Yeah, that's
Probably the
the next
focus.
3 to 4 weeks are kind of your main focus, and that's understandable. But
Rich Froning doesn't talk about sacrifice all the time. And
no, that's true. He seems. I mean, he at least
And
posts something.
so,
He posts things.
But
He trains a lot, but I mean, he also is in a situation that very few people are trying to replicate without having the financial situation that he has, right? We're taking a pause for 2 seconds and it's back on. No, I mean, think about what it requires. He owns a gym that is in Cookeville, Tennessee, but people come from all over to train at all the time because it's Rich Froning's gym, 4-time fittest man on the earth and, the team affiliate cup champion this past year. And then he's got people running that gym. And I mean, he's in there every day. I don't know if he coaches classes. That'd be cool. Now he runs Train with Rich weekends where he charges, I think, upwards of $500. I think it's like $1,000 for a weekend to train with Rich.
Good for him to make that money.
Which he literally brings 30 people to, and you're just training alongside him. I'm sure he's giving cool insight, cool coaching tips, he seems like a great guy. I'm not disparaging any of this. It's fucking genius. But all the people that are trying to be what he is/was, that all have this goal of making the games, don't have the, financial stability and the just the unlimited time. Like that guy, I bet that guy on any given day could say, I'm not going to the gym. I'm gonna work out at my house a couple times, or work out at his dad's house, hang out, and his daughter Lakeland and his wife can be there the whole day. They can have a barbecue, and he's working out and doing his own thing. But he can literally spend his entire day with his family, probably every day, where he trains, intermittently throughout the day because he's got 4 different gym setups for himself, fully stocked by Rogue and all these other things. I mean, that's a situation in which, if you want to replicate, you need to have millions of dollars.
Or you need a time machine and here's the thing, this isn't, Rich Froning is a unique type of athlete, and what he has done is absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Is absolutely incredible. But you would also need a time machine so you can go back and, win the CrossFit Games when anybody could show up. When the only barrier to entry to competing at the CrossFit Games was fucking showing up. Or sectionals. Just show up. And what I think we fail to acknowledge is that a lot of these people who have remained relevant in CrossFit or have benefited from, monetarily, from, CrossFit and the cottage industries that have popped up around it, kind of stake their claim
real early. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where if you're trying to be Rich Froning in circa 2016,
you need to have taken it from him in 2009.
Yeah, you need a time machine.
You needed to be in Aromas in 2008.
You need a time machine because what we're seeing now is just a high degree of turnover where people, it's almost like Baskin Robbins, man. It's a flavor of the month where someone's relevant and they don't do as well in the competition and they're, immediately irrelevant. And that's...
Get in there, man. Get in there. I saw that.
It's just to me, it's like, but I think people look at that and say, oh, well, Rich Froning, I'm just gonna emulate what he did.
Well, he grew with the sport, though.
Rich Froning grew alongside the sport, and it's one of those things where if Rich Froning came to the sport 5 years later, I don't think we would see the same trajectory
Or the same dominant.
the same dominance of his career. And I think, I just think people need to be cognizant of that and not shame themselves or subscribe this way. Well, fuck, man, if I don't organize my life to where 8 of my 14 waking hours are spent training, you're just kind of setting yourself up for failure
In a mental
very
breakdown.
in a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
In a very meaningful sense.
Sucks for those people. Too long didn't read version of all of this. Matt gave bodybuilding a C-. I gave it an A. Drew gave it a C+.
All passing.
Matt does not like to watch people work out 8 hours a day. He also likes to have dinner with his fiance.
Matt needs to spend more time with Spike Ball. I'm slacking.
And if you're not Rich Froning, well, sucks for you.
Well,
I think that's about. Oh, and Ronnie Coleman is in a brace because he had back surgery.
Hey, man, I actually think the back half of this podcast got real strong versus the front half.
I'm just saying.
Does Ronnie have a GoFundMe?
That was a recap of our last 20-minute discussion.
Does Ronnie have a GoFundMe? Because I know people have like a GoFundMe, get me to regionals. GoFundMe, get him a walker.
I don't think so.
I'd be willing to bet that Ronnie Coleman has a little bit and probably had some sort of insurance.
Do you think he got severance from his time with the PD?
Probably.
Because did he get dismissed?
I don't know.
I
I didn't read enough about it.
Yeah, for another talk.
I just like to work my work week and then drink some beers and have a good time.
Hey, man, good for you. That sounds like a good
See,
approach.
that sounds like a more holistic way to be fit. Brian's pretty jacked, guys.
And do some exercise at some point during the week.
Next time we're on, we'll have him take his shirt off and blind you with his pale muscles.
Yeah.
And this is literally 3 shades darker than he has been.
Yeah.
This is the darkest Brian I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In a long time. Since I've been the darkest I was, 4 years ago when we got sunburned on Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
for 4 hours.
that burn that seemed to last for half the summer, yeah.
Basically.
Matt resembles more of the kind of the Egyptian Valley, the Old Testament Jew.
Yeah.
Well tanned. Brian resembles kind of
He's the Ubermensch.
the ghettoized Jews that you see in all the movies, just very.
Yeah.
He's more Eastern Bloc.
Yeah, more Eastern.
I'm more Northern Africa Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
Wait, what was the we were looking up our
Azkabani?
No, it's
Azkaban?
No, there was
I know
this.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a specific section.
Ashkezani or something.
Yeah,
Some shit like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. It starts with an A and has a Z in there, like the Nebuchadnezzar, only not Nebuchadnezzar.
Only not that at all.
Oh no, it's the Ashka.
Ashkenaz.
I heard this on NPR.
Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi. That's
Yes.
What it is.
Yeah. The Ashkenazi Jew is actually me and him derived from the same, ancient tribal Jews based on name genealogy.
Really?
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that.
we looked up. We were both probably in Egypt together. Our families at some point. Building the pyramids. I mean, not of our own choice, but there.
He must have had an indoor supervisor role or something.
Maybe, or just we don't
have enough suntan lotion.
Based on size alone, you would have to assume Matt was dragging shit up. Matt's ancestors were dragging shit up the ramps while
Matt,
Brian
you should probably put that
Brian
over
was
there.
underneath a shaded leaf.
That rock is too big.
Brian's family's under a shaded leaf. No, it's got to go higher. Take it further up the ramp.
So you were the construction worker, and Brian's family were the four.
No. I think it was maybe something like that. It was maybe at some point, our the genealogy route just kind of split.
Yeah,
And
just
mine went more towards the
wildly different directions.
Yeah, the less physically dominant ones. But whatever. It's okay.
I love what you do with that Mort voice.
Right,
Matt, come help me, please. That's I got this. Just drop. Put it down. Put it down.
Okay, you're not helping. Set it down.
No, if you're trying to grab it from the same angle as me, it's not going to get on the other side.
We can't stand side by side for this. You got to go to the other side.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
It's just so hot out here. How can I have allergies in the sand like this?
The worst part about this is that because my dad owned a landscape company, this was actually my childhood.
Yeah.
I literally was a ditch digger for my dad. Like, it was like, Matt, we got a bunch of trees to plant today. You're going to go out with a bunch of guys. You're going to be the one driving the car. You can't speak to them because they don't understand a word you're saying. And then you're going to dig all the holes, and they're going to put the trees in the ground. Oh,
Circle of life.
cool.
It's like the whole world.
Yes.
And in Nevada, the best part about that is a shovel is useless.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And Brian, you played NBA 2K5?
Brian spent his adolescence on video games.
Yeah, hey, I made the decision to change that, though.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you look great. Honestly, you turned your whole life
If I can
around.
dig around the archives and find some photos of
Fat Brian.
of
What
Fat
about the one
Brian.
that has 2 empty protein canisters, you in a backwards white baseball
Freshman
cap and a
year.
muscle tank?
Yeah.
freshman year?
To see, that's what we should do.
That's
is
why
we should
that's
print
why
up
he-
our douchiest photos from like our 18 to 24 years and just have them in front of us for the next.
Well, I already know the photo I'll bring.
Yeah, I know.
I'll have to find out on Facebook because everything was deleted from my phone.
Yeah.
I had a really cool photo of me when I was really fat playing football, and now it's gone forever.
Linebacker belly.
Nice.
I don't know. That was like a linebacker belly plus a O lineman belly plus a D.
Layers.
That was like a walrus belly.
How much of this are you gonna cut out?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure.
I want to
Maybe
keep
not.
Keanu.
The Keanu stuff was solid.
Keanu stuff was real good. I feel like once you asked the question about the grading, that spiked a lot of really nice stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And we gotta come prepared with the comments thing. The
Yeah.
porn star
Oh, yeah.
comments.
Yeah, that game
But it has promise.
sounds good.
It has
It just
promise.
it has a lot of
I'll probably
strong.
cut that out for now.
It's like a
Yeah.
Chip Kelly offense. It sounds good.
We just need more
We need the right
risque
players.
comments, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Need
Yeah.
more what?
Not risque comments.
Yeah.
They were
we
kind of
gotta-
boring.
Yeah,
no
they-
offense, Ryan. I'm not.
It's
I'm
not
saying that
Ryan's fault.
Your comments.
That part could get cut today, and we wouldn't be hurting.
So here's what we need, listeners: is we need you to go to Krissy's profile,
Or the other chicks.
and we need you to go to various porn stars' profile and just leave the most salacious comments that you possibly can.
tastefully salacious.
Yes.
I love pornography.
Ah, yes.
Has she done other porn stars, or is it just this Cleo girl?
There's a few others just because they were all friends.
They were all friends.
She,
Yeah.
she
Southern
knew like
California.
Christy Mack, I think.
She's the one that got beat up by
Yeah,
boyfriend, right?
Yeah,
her boyfriend. who's
War
a-
Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just a super appropriate name.
Wasn't that Anthony Kiedis' character in Point Break? It was.
War Machine is
Yeah.
War Machine is in all the Iron Man movies. It's,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Don Cheadle's character.
I was trying to circle it back. To,
Yeah.
Oh, Point Break.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you,
no,
Kentucky.
it wasn't War Machine. It was I just watched it last night.
Did you really?
Well, I watched part of it. It wasn't War Machine though. His name wasn't War Machine. It was War Child. There you
Back
go.
off, War Child.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that actual fight scene last night.
Solid one. Nice.
Yeah.
Solid one.
Hey, we'll end it there.
All right.
It's a good place to end.
Keanu.
Say bye, everybody.
Not the Key and Peele movie. Keanu.
No, not
Okay,
that.
bye.
I'm talking about Reed.
All right,
Movie was
bye.
really funny though.
Yeah.
You watched
Yeah.
last night for the first time? Was that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about Dope.